religion. I have to say, Michaela, from the outset here, that unlike the co-guest, the ultra-crepidarian academic charlatan co-guest that you have, the obsequious apple polisher for the far right, Ayaan McGann, which is actually her real name, I'm actually qualified to speak about that, which we'll be speaking about today.
This is not the first time Mohammed Hijab uses this argument. Whoever doesn't think favorably of Islam can only be ignorant or Islamophobic. In fact, this kind of mindset is common in Islamic apologetics, driven directly from the supremacist "we are perfect" tradition of Islam that frown upon critical thinking and skepticism. Although to us Westerners this kind of mindset seems completely out of place, Islamists will use these arguments the same way Allah uses them in the Quran.
This is really going to become very embarrassing today. No.
Let them decide that.
No. This is going to be really, really embarrassing today. He says that the first books of hadith, or the first books of, let's say, compilation of M.Hijab, Ishaq, which you couldn't pronounce properly, and I'm sure that he has not been able to tap those books in the primary source material because لا تستطيع أن تتكلم باللغة العربية الفصحى. هل تستطيع أن تتحدث باللغة العربية الفصحى؟
So do you speak Greek?
So you can't speak Arabic, so you can't access the books.
You cannot speak Arabic, therefore you cannot access the books. This is what he says. Let's ignore the philosophical implications of that Islam is not for all people then, and it's not universal, and your God cannot judge then. J. Smith was in fact quoting experts on the historicity of hadith, people that know Arabic much better than you, Mohammed Hijab. Note that when this debate happened, Mohammed Hijab was an ignoramus 22-year-old that knew few Arabic words and had no academic training on manuscripts or historicity. Moreover, as always, he was wrong. Even the non-compiled hadiths are the earliest after 270, after Hijrah. Okay? We mean the manuscripts, not your mythology, Mohammed Hijab. Moreover, your science of hadith is a joke, yet you present it like science. No, it isn't. So, you were wrong.
I apologize to all the other Christians here. Why? This man has made mockumentaries against Islam. He's attacked Muslims, aggravated Muslims. We know his story. He's not any regular Christian, ladies and gentlemen.
So, Ayaan Hirsi Ali doesn't know anything about Islam. J. Smith doesn't know anything about Islam. Now David Wood doesn't know anything about Islam. It's almost like whoever disagrees with you doesn't know anything about Islam, by definition. That is what it seems like. But I'm sure we are wrong.
That's a genius.
Come on, please, don't embarrass yourself.
He's been outspoken against Islam for a very long time. He's a very shameless individual. He got bullied to death by Mohammed Hijab, mate.
If you like to attack the Quran, you will see today that the Quranic argument will suffocate you. It will suffocate you.
Mohammed Hijab, if I didn't know better, I would have thought that you are all attitude and zero essence. That is what I would have thought.
You have complained that Mr. Wood have mocked Muslims.
Yeah.
And you have been mocking him all night.
Yeah, that's right. Now, just because your boy was smashed, to use Khabib's words, it doesn't mean now that you're going to give me a yes.
He got destroyed, he got obliterated, he got exterminated.
And I'm pretty much done. I can't believe it. Should I give it as a charity to him? I'll give it as a charity to you. Have a minute and a half charity from a Muslim to you. Go ahead.
So, Mohammed Hijab, you accuse people who respectfully express their informed opinion about Islam. Whoever doesn't know, Ayaan Hirsi Ali was inflicted female genital mutilation when she was young. Her partner in a movie she made was assassinated by an Islamic terrorist by stabbing him in the heart, and in the knife that he had in his heart was the name of Ayaan Hirsi Ali. Okay, so, and she's expressing her opinion informed by her life experience in a respectful way. But she is antagonizing you, and you accuse her for ill conduct. Is that what's going on now? Mohammed Hijab. That is what's going on right now.
Don't tell me about Arabic language. You ask me about Arabic language in this forum.
You ask me, you don't tell me, you ask me.
In other words, mate, he got mashed up. He treated...
Of course, in this instance, he was wrong, as always, in fact, okay? But we don't have time. So, imagine, guys, these retards make this kind of videos when they are wrong. Much, this is not normal. This is not natural stupidity. You need Islam to be that stupid. I mean,
I asked 4 minutes left. Where is the Trinity in 300 years? If it is a basic, natural inference of the Old Testament, how could you have 4,000 years of Hebrew history? No one has inferred it.
I just want to read you a quote here from an Orthodox Jewish scholar. He's not Messianic, he's not Christian, he's an Orthodox Jew, Daniel Boyarin, in his book, The Jewish Gospels, writes, quote, Jesus, when he came in a form that many, many Jews were expecting, a second divine figure incarnated in a human. The question was not, is a divine Messiah coming, but only, is this carpenter from Nazareth the one we are expecting? Not surprisingly, some Jews said yes and some said no. Today, we call the first group Christians and the second group Jews.
Okay, you understand now what I'm talking about. Okay, what I've shown you right now is every 3 seconds. Every 3 seconds. Okay. What I've shown you right now is every 3 seconds.
That is an old Semitic idea that is popping up again among those Jews who were the founders of Christianity. And we Jews have always tended to sort of make fun of the Trinity. Oh, how can there be 3 that is 1? Really, they're pagans. They're not real monotheists like we Jews are or like the Muslims are. Those Christians are really pagan. But I think that what we're seeing from what I've been saying in the past couple days is that the idea of the Trinity, that there is this one God who manifests itself in 3 different ways, that's actually an old ancient Near Eastern idea that can function in a polytheistic context.
If it's a natural reading of the New Testament, how comes you have 300 years? 300 years! And no church father believed in Nicene Trinitarianism the way that you believe today. Why are you back projecting, anachronistically superimposing? None of those church fathers for the first 300 years, listen to what I'm saying, none of those church fathers for the first 300 years of church history inferred a Nicene Trinity from this. Can you imagine? 300 years. People like Clement of Rome, Polycarp.
Okay, guys, I know I'm, now I'm going on tangents. But you see what I mean? Every word. Let him show you something else. He says that he accuses David Wood of not knowing Arabic and languages, when in fact he made the mistakes in Arabic.
You live.
Look.
Don't embarrass yourself in front of me.
Mohammed Hijab, absolute legend.
They wouldn't have to deal with that sort of thing. As for Justin Martyr, now everyone acknowledges that Justin Martyr makes a bad comparison, but he's actually appealing to the leaders.
He turned up with notes written on his hand.
Verse.
1 minute left.
Yes, 48.
Making wrestling impersonations.
To take a word from Dwayne, the Rock Johnson.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Teaching him Arabic during the debate.
I knew I was going to have to give you a free Arabic lesson here today.
Smile to Jenna. You are an amusing idiot, I must admit. So, maybe I will have to focus a little bit in you, in your channel. Because because how did I miss you? How did I miss this guy? What did you just say? Teaching him Arabic. You mean Mohammed Hijab admitting that he did mistakes in languages? Is that what you mean? Maybe that is what you mean.
I also want to thank my mother because really she equipped me with the Arabic language.
Allahu Akbar.
Yes, people don't know about my mother. She's actually she went to a university in Cairo called Dar al-Ulum.
It's well known. It's well known, mashallah.
Yeah. So it's the same university that
it's become Jamia Qahira now, right?
I have no idea.
It's from University of Cairo or something like this.
Yeah, but she was fluent in both Arabic, obviously, and Hebrew as well.
Mashallah.
Yeah, Hebrew language. Now,
Allahu Akbar.
Obviously, that's one of the greatest criticisms.
Yeah.
was that I made a few Hebrew mistakes, especially in the name of Elijah.
No. What actually happened is that you made mistakes in languages in a debate where you were totally condescending against David Wood about languages. And he didn't do a single mistake. Only you made the mistakes in Arabic and in Hebrew. Yet, you were boasting and being condescending against David Wood about languages. Yet you made the mistakes in the languages. That is what actually happened. It's not a few mistakes. It was a few mistakes after you were condescending about languages. Okay, that is the level of this buffoon that makes statements that nobody can have an opinion about Islam unless it's him. This retard that cannot say a word that is true. I doubt if he's in his life said a single word that it was true.
Islam makes a case for itself. Okay, it makes a case for itself. The Quran itself has falsification challenges. It actually says if you believe that this book is from other than God, then please try and find it. Oh, you would have found in it many contradictions. لَوَجِدُ فِيهِ اخْتِلَافًا كَثِيرًا.
Do they not consider the Quran with care? Had it been from other than Allah, they would surely have found therein much discrepancy. When we substitute one revelation for another, and Allah knows best what He reveals in stages.
And by the way, the Quran says in chapter 25 that there are many sons. Because it says, تَبَارَكَ الَّذِي جَعَلَ فِي السَّمَاءِ بُرُوجًا.
No, it does not.
Pardon?
What does it say that?
Yeah, it says in chapter 25, تَبَارَكَ الَّذِي جَعَلَ فِي السَّمَاءِ بُرُوجًا وَجَعَلَ فِيهَا سُرُجًا منيرة. There's two qira'ahs. One qira'ah says سِرَاجًا منيرة and سُرُجًا منيرة.
Say that again. Say that again.
There's two qira'ahs. One qira'ah says سِرَاجًا منيرة and سُرُجًا منيرة.
One more time.
There's two qira'ahs. One of them is Sirajan Munira and there's another one Surujun Munira. The Sirajan Munira means a shining lamp, and Surujun Munira means many stars. So a shining lamp means a star, and many suns, one sun and many suns. One sun and many suns.
Mohammed Hijab says there are multiple recitations to the Quran.
In one recitation it says one son. In another recitation it says many sons. But there is only one Quran, and it doesn't contradict itself. Of course, whoever not retarded understands he just admitted many Qurans and contradictions.
One son and many sons. So in other words, the Quran says that there are many sons. The cosmic picture of the Quran, therefore, is that there are many suns, many solar systems, because suns are accompanied with solar systems, and that they have many functionalities. Of them, there is a metaphysical thing which we can't see, which is that the Quran, that the stars or the celestial spheres, they actually pelt the devils or the jinn, because we believe in this this creation called the jinn. We haven't created the jinn and the human beings except they worship it. So these celestial bodies actually pelt them. How can you falsify that? I don't see the issue.
I met a man there, a scientist. He told me something. He told me it doesn't matter.
Okay, guys, there are so many that I'm trying my best to give you a picture of what levels is this guy retarded. Okay, he's a retard, complete retard. The mere fact that he can speak elegantly, that doesn't mean he's not a retard. Okay, he is a retard.
So, Christian Europe fought a defensive war against the Nazis. It isn't obvious that that was wrong.
I don't think that was. I wouldn't say that's defensive. I wouldn't say that's defensive.
Well, okay, fine, but I understand the concept of defensive war.
Well, when America got involved in World War II, it was not under immediate threat by Germany, and they colonized it.
Mohammed Hijab, you say that you are the only qualified person to speak about Islam. I say you are a retard. What now? Mohammed Hijab, let me repeat that. You say you are the only qualified person to speak about Islam. I say you are a retard. What now?
Okay. It's quite an intro. Let's get started. I'm going to be asking you the same questions.
Okay.
So first, what's your experience with Islam been like? I know that's kind of vague, but go for it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, obviously, Islam is everything in the sense that it defines how my purpose of life. My purpose of life is to worship one God, submit my will to one God who is the creator of the universe.
In what parallel universe the people that are qualified to speak about an issue are the people who are psychologically invested and committed to defend this issue? In other words, in what parallel universe, Mohammed Hijab, you, a committed zealot cultist, is qualified to speak objectively about Islam? In what universe? Not in this one. You would have been a credible witness in any court about Islam. Seriously, because you are qualified. Okay.
I'm actually qualified to speak about that, which we'll be speaking about today. I wake up in the morning thinking of that, go to sleep thinking of that. It gives me anchorage, Michaela. It gives me moral an existential anchorage. It allows me to live my life in a way, purpose, but that if it was not part of my life, I couldn't imagine what kind of perpetually depressed state I would be in.
Okay, so much for your intro. Qualified? No. And my balls are itchy, Mohammed Hijab. Now, continue.